video is part of a series. It's my How to Be Crazy Whatever series. This series is filled with tips to help you have a happy and healthy work-life balance. And I've gone over topics like organization, success, productivity, and creativity in this series. By the end of this video, you will have 5 tips to help you keep your mood as crazy positive as possible. Having positivity in my life is something that works for me, and I always keep myself positive by doing these 5 things. Keep watching to find out what these 5 things are so that you can be crazy positive too. If you're new to Artsy Cupcake, welcome. I'm Maria, and I do all kinds of videos that bring positivity with helpful tips on the art of life, home, health, and style. I do fashion videos, DIYs, unboxings, and recipes, so make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on the fun. There is something to the way we are always looking out for bad and negative things to come our way. The mind has a way to always be preparing us for danger, and I think this has to do with our human nature to survive. But negative thoughts can bring you down really quickly, and anxiety can have a really bad effect on your body physically. According to the Mental Health America group, people who kept track of their gratitude once a week were more upbeat and they had fewer physical complaints than others. Building a positive attitude does take time and practice, but a positive attitude, it's healthy and it's a stable attitude. So here are 5 habits that I've learned over the years. The first one is surround yourself with positivity and spread that positivity to others. You've probably heard that it's important to surround yourself with positive friends and to remove those negative people from your life who bring you down. But it's also important to actively spread the positivity to others. Even if you aren't feeling it that day, try your hardest to be nice to others and spread a positive vibe with everybody that's around you. Some different ways that you can spread positivity are to lend a hand to someone else, or be a good listener when somebody needs it, give encouragement to others, and just smile. All these things will help to boost the moods of you and others in your life. When you're expressing an emotion or retelling something that happened during your day, make sure to avoid words like never, always, the worst. Most of the time, they are over-exaggerations and they're usually inaccurate, and they just make things sound way worse than they probably were. Have you heard the saying, attitude of gratitude? Well, there is something to that. Starting your day off on a positive note can be helpful, which made me think of a saying, and it's that one about getting up on the wrong side of the bed. I looked that up, and apparently the Romans had a superstition that you should always get up on the literal right-hand side of the bed. The left-hand side was considered the sinister side, related to the devil, and sinister is actually the Latin word for left. So if you weren't paying attention and you got up on the left side of the bed instead of the right, then you would have had a very bad day. This superstition about the left side is related to that superstition about throwing salt over your left shoulder, and they say that salt wards off the devil who likes to attack from the left. And it's also related to that other saying about having a devil on your left shoulder and an angel sitting on your right shoulder. But anyway, what I mean about waking up on the right side of the bed is to just start your day with a positive attitude. Be prepared for any negative things way in the back of your mind, but be grateful from the moment that you wake up that you're even alive and that you're able to go through the day with experiences that are unique to you. And it's just a special thing that you have a day and you have a life. So in addition to surrounding yourself with positive people, acting positive from the start of the day and reminding yourself of all the positive things in your life will really help that feeling stay with you, because You won't be able to ignore it. 2, accept that you can't control everything. Accept that there are so many things in your life and in the world that you cannot control. There's only so much that we can actually control in our lives. It would be great if we could control every little detail and every little aspect and control everything that goes on around us, but unfortunately we can't. The sooner that we can accept this is the sooner that we can brush problems off as uncontrollable. There is an old saying that goes all the way back to the 16th century that says, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. It's just very easy to lose perspective, especially if you're stressed out and the things in your life seem to be happening too fast to handle, or maybe everything just seems to happen all at once and just pile up. The emotions that come with that can build up, and that small problem can feel like a huge one. If you anticipate obstacles, for example, plan on somebody cutting you off while you're driving. It wouldn't be such a harsh reality when somebody actually does that. Just say, oh, I know that would happen, or, oh well, at least I was prepared for it. If you can't control it, then you shouldn't worry about it. That might sound easier said than done, but there are several techniques that you can use once you accept that the things that happen to you are out of your control, which takes us into our third point. 3, beware of all or nothing thinking. Try not to let that molehill become a huge, terrifying mountain in your mind. There is a simple 3-step way to handle stressful situations so that they don't get you into a negative mindset. Let's go back to that driving example because everybody can relate to that one. We've all been cut off by somebody else on the road. Your first reaction might be to yell at the other person or to get really angry and try to cut them off. So the first step when those emotions of anger set in is to say, stop. But say this to yourself in your mind. Tell yourself, stop, or nope, we're not going to go down that path again. Then you'll want to focus on your breath. So after you've disrupted those thoughts by shouting stop to yourself, just be still and focus on your breathing. Breathing with your belly and focusing on your in-breaths and your out-breaths for a minute or 2 can really help to calm you down, and it'll calm your mind and your body down. The third step is to refocus. So you want to question your angry thoughts by talking to somebody close to you and getting a more grounded perspective and thinking if this situation will seem as much of a big deal as it does right now, but like in a week or 5 years down the road. 4, how much time have you wasted worrying? Think about how much time you've wasted worrying. I mean, over your lifetime. Say you worry just for 30 minutes a week and you're 30 years old. That is approximately 800 hours of worrying, or 48,000 minutes. Seeing this number can really set reality in that it's not worth your time being negative and bringing yourself and others down by worrying. Spending time not being positive is a big waste of precious time. Next time you have a feeling that you're, really feeling sorry for yourself, I mean, we've all been there, but just try to catch yourself and think about how much time you wasted and how you could have been doing something way more productive. Our minds can be our worst enemies. When things go great, we are happier and we see the world in a better light. But on the other hand, when things seem to be going wrong and nothing is going your way, then we get going into this gloomy mindset. So try this. If something brings you down or you're worrying about something, just tell yourself that you will worry about it at a specific later time. Even go as far as to put it in your calendar to worry about it later. It may seem huge at that moment, but 2 hours later, you might get that reminder and see how insignificant it really was. What this action does is it stops you in your tracks from getting pulled down into that deep hole of endless worrying and it prevents time being wasted on negative thoughts. 5. Take criticism in a healthy way. One of the most common fears is the fear of criticism. It can really hold people back from doing what they want in life, and it can really bring them down. But if you want to take action on everything that you want to do in life, then criticism is pretty much unavoidable. So the key to learning how to handle criticism with a positive outlook is handling it the right way. Here are 3 steps to handle criticism in a positive way. Step 1, don't reply to the criticism right away. When you're angry or you feel hurt, then it's time to calm down a little bit before you reply. Take a couple of deep breaths, leave the room, and take a little time to process the message before you respond. Step 2, really listen to the criticism. Try to remain open and level-headed and figure out how this message could possibly help you. Ask yourself, is there something I can learn from the criticism? Is there something here that I really might not want to hear, but I could learn something from? Step 3, remember that the criticism isn't always about you. It's not always personal. Sometimes criticism is really helpful to you, and sometimes it's simply somebody that's lashing out because maybe they're having a really bad day. So to lessen the sting of that criticism that you know you can't get anything out of, try to be understanding of the person giving the non-constructive criticism. I think to myself, this person might not be feeling good, or maybe they have something really terrible going on in their life right now. This goes back to accepting that we can't understand or have control of everything, and we can't understand everything that somebody else is going through. So if someone is criticizing you in a non-constructive way, it is out of your control, so time should not be spent worrying about what was said. Now, even though it's important to be positive and look for positivity in your life, there is also time for reality. There is a line between when you're just ignoring the negativity enough to prevent yourself from, being brought down, versus completely holding it in and creating a worse problem. If you are holding it in, it means that you might be having trouble releasing and accepting the negative things that have happened in your life. So you might need an outlet to get all that negativity out, and that could be something like exercising or journaling or even art therapy or counseling. I really hope that these 5 tips gave you a new perspective on some ways to bring positivity into your life. And if you are already positive, hopefully it reinforced that you are on the right track with those positive vibes that you have going on. Let me know in the comment section if there's a tip that you can share with others that helps you stay positive. If you like this video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a very happy day.